Hey, Jamie Maloney here, day 10 of my 28-day water fast, currently February 10th, 2018. Doing pretty good on my fast again. No feelings of anxiety, no hunger, no changes in mood. Just going about my activities as normal. So again, cruising through this fast to date, 18 more days to go. I want to start by giving my stats, and I'll go into a couple of topics. Yesterday I didn't give my stats, so I just want to go through what I'm at right now. Yesterday I was 219.8. Today I'm 218.6 pounds. So from the start of 237 and something, that's about 18 pounds that I am down total so far. And my body fat percentage yesterday 29.1%. Today at 28.6%. So it's if you do the math there, that's about 9 pounds of body fat that is lost, and 18 pounds total. Again, so if I were to end my fast right now, I'd expect to gain about 9 pounds back, with the difference being the body fat that, of course, is being burned off. See, when you fast, your body has no choice but to burn fat. Some people will say, oh, you're losing muscle too, and yeah, you lose about 5%. Of the weight lost is muscle mass, and there are some studies and graphs and science inside the book, The Complete Guide to Fasting by Dr. Jason Fung, where he shows how much the body burns in terms of fat versus muscle in his book. And again, as I talked about in an earlier video, it just goes against evolutionary common sense for the body to begin to burn muscle when it goes into a fasted state. It wants to be able to find food, so why would it begin destroying its muscle? That's what the fat is there for. It's the alternative energy source when your body runs out of glucose. See, the body has three stores of energy that it uses. The primary source being glucose, which is what pretty much everybody is running on at all times. Once you exhaust the glucose, it moves into a little bit of protein, which is the second source, and then the lipids, or the fat. And that's primarily what the point of a fast is, to lose weight and also detoxify and regenerate and revitalize the body. The glucose yesterday coming in at 76. Today I was at 79. Glucose staying very consistent. Again, once the body switches into ketosis, the glucose levels off inside of the body. If you're a healthy person, if you're diabetic, it can be a bit of a challenge to keep that level, of course. But as long as you're between 70 and 100, you'll be doing okay. I've had it fall just under 70 a couple times with some quick midday checks I did, but it was like 67 at its lowest, but I had no bad feelings or ill effects from that. Waist measurement coming in at 44 and a quarter inches yesterday. Today I'm at 44, so I've lost a little over an inch and a half or so off of the waist, and definitely noticing it in the pants right now. Blood pressure yesterday 112 over 84. Today is 122 over 93. And the resting pulse yesterday at 93, this morning at 104. It's consistent. If you're going to be tracking your data, that you do it consistently each and every morning, day, night, evening, whenever it is that you choose to do your statistics, and do them in the same manner with the same level of fluids in your body. That way you keep everything baseline, and you can get really consistent tracking as a result of that. Talk briefly about the topic of refeeding. It's very important that people understand how to refeed themselves after a fast, especially if you're doing anything longer than 3 days. Refeeding can be needs to be at least a few day process. You're not going to be able to immediately go back to eating a large meal. I know you think everybody would say after a fast, first thing you want to do is go out and get a large pizza or wings or something like that with a lot of calories, and the truth is, if you do something like that, you could damage the body, and you can give yourself actual physical problems, and you can also die from refeeding yourself improperly. And while that's rare, but refeeding syndrome is a result of people that are malnourished for long durations of periods. And then when nutrients are suddenly introduced into the body, they flood the body with electrolytes, and there's not enough water inside of the system. And they poison their body from the excess, I think it's phosphorus, that is one of the main culprits of that, but don't hold me to that. But refeeding syndrome was first learned about and discovered after the Holocaust, when some of the people that were rescued from the concentration camps or being reintroduced to nutrients and food, they refed them too fast. And so it's not something that the typical person just doing a 3 or 5 day fast is going to need to worry about. But if you're going to do something like 28 days or 40 days, which I know some people have done, then you want to refeed yourself slowly. But even when you're doing a 3 day fast, you want to refeed yourself slowly because, again, you're dehydrated, you've lost a lot of water. The digestion process takes a lot of fluid, and so you're not going to have the fluid necessary inside of the body to complete the digestion process. So you need to begin to refeed slowly, allow the body to begin storing the water inside of the muscles and the blood and elsewhere inside of the body. And that, of course, leads to the weight gain that you see after the fast is over. And then you can resume to normal eating at that point. But you want to break your fast with typically like a bone broth, MCT oil, which I like to put in coffee, bulletproof coffee if you're not familiar with, which is a great energy drink in the morning. You just make a cup of black coffee, put in about a tablespoon or two of ghee, which is clarified butter inside of the coffee, about a tablespoon of MCT oil, and then some other stuff if you want to put in there. I like to put in some pink Himalayan salt for extra nutrients. And also I like to put cacao powder in there to give it a little bit of a chocolatey taste. Put all that stuff together, hit it with a blender for about 20 seconds, makes a nice frothy drink. It is a high calorie drink, so don't replace your morning coffees with bulletproof coffees. They're meant to be a meal replacement of sorts. So if you're going to drink a bunch of coffee, if you're the type of person who drinks a bunch of coffee each morning, don't make a bulletproof coffee for each coffee that you would normally drink. Because again, that's about a 350 calorie drink, but it's very high energy. The MCT oil, a lot of information on YouTube about how it's medium chain triglyceride is what that stands for, and how it's a healthy fat that basically the body cannot store and immediately turns to energy for the body. So it gives you that good morning kick. Got your caffeine in there if you need your caffeine, and you got a lot of fats in there for energy. And again, when you switch out of fasting, you want to adopt a ketogenic diet, high protein, high fat with more fats than proteins, and then low carbohydrates. If you do that, your weight's going to stay off. If you go back to a high carbohydrate diet, any weight loss during the fast is just going to come back over time. So refeed yourself slowly. Again, break your fast with bone broth and some MCT oil. Watermelon and fruits are good, but don't eat a lot of any of that stuff, because again, fruits have sugars in them, and you could again flood the body with too many nutrients at once. And it's very hard, to be honest with you, to avoid some type of digestion problem after a fast, even when you refeed slowly. Again, that's going to vary from person to person, but it's not uncommon to get diarrhea after a fast. So kind of expect that. Don't break your fast on a day that you're going to an event or a party. Make sure that you're at home and near a toilet, because it can be not a difficult process, but it's something that the body needs to adjust to. And there's a lot of different opinions out there on how long you should refeed after a fast. So for instance, a 3-day fast, you should refeed, for a full day of nothing but soft foods, bone broth, and then, go back into, small portions of solid food. Something like 28 days, I probably need 6 or 7 days of refeeding. I'll be honest with you, I am not good at that step. I do like to get back to my normal foods as soon as possible after a fast, and so I kind of do push that. That's why I said I have experienced the digestive problems, but proper refeeding is part of a fast as well. So I'm going to wrap up this video. 10 days in, 18 more to go. So again, I appreciate the comments, and if you would like to join our Facebook group, that's going to hopefully have been established by the time that the video that you're watching, the Facebook group is there. Little miss talk there. But anyways, happy to help out. Please reach out to me, and if you have any questions, please let me know. All right, thanks a lot.